And we're live!
Hey! Welcome back! If you're seeing our ugly mugs, it means it's fantasy football time!
Let's go!
Noah? Noah?
No show.
Noah? No show Noah?
No
He's
show
scouting
Noah.
CMC right now.
He's in San Fran. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. His feed is just filled with CMC hype videos. I've never seen a guy lunge that deep. Welcome back, boys. It's just so good to be back. Sam, welcome on.
Thank you. First guest, let's go.
Yeah, first guest, nice.
Gosh. Made
Has
the
nothing
cut.
to do with Noah being here. We wanted you on the whole time. Had nothing to do with trying to fill the third person.
Absolutely.
How are you? You pumped for the draft? You excited?
Oh, hell yeah. How could I not be? Already mocking like crazy. On the way back from work, we're mocking every day, baby. Getting ready.
Guy texted me. Oh, and I want to read you the text. Actually, it was really funny about our mocking. He said, "I'm gonna read it word for word." Okay, this seems crazy, but I just did my first ever mark on Sleeper. The good, keepers and draft picks are in place, which is awesome. The bad, roster construction is unrealistic. 2 teams had no quarterback, 1 had no tight end, and 2 had no kicker, and 3 had no defense.
Classic Sleeper.
So you're wasting your time with mocks, okay? It's
Yeah.
unrealistic.
Yeah,
No mocking
apparently.
for you. That's funny. But yeah,
Unrealistic.
the hype is real. Justin, how are you doing, bud?
You know, it's been chill,
Anyway,
man.
I don't want to hear about it.
Moving on. Next part.
Justin's 1-2 in a row, and I don't need to know. I don't need to know how you're doing. I know you're doing well. Okay.
Yeah, it's been a great off season. It's been a real good off season.
Reveling in your splendor. Gosh,
it's so
frustrating.
great. Oh, it's wonderful.
So,
All right. He'll take paternity leave soon. He'll be out. He'll be out for a while.
Child number 2 will throw him off.
He'll be too busy to watch football. It's all right. All right. We'll be fine, everyone.
I remember when Claire was born, I spent the first 2 months on Sundays with her in the crook of my arm watching Steelers games, and I was like, "This is your life now, child. Like, you eat, you grow, and you watch football." So yeah, in fact, I feel like I was more focused on football because you got time off work, and although I will say going from 1 to 2 it's gonna be rough, buddy. Good luck.
It's going to be okay because Leilani is way more into football than I am right now. Literally. We're at
She'll manage the
TV.
team.
This is a true story. I'm watching the Panthers preseason game. I like watching. I'm enjoying it. I'm relaxing. Leilani is going crazy every time they snap the ball.
Oh my god! And it's an incomplete pass to the. Oh my god!
Unfortunately, I will say she was a little bit more excited about the Giants' place
Oh,
than
no!
ours. So, understandably so, they look a lot better. So
Fair enough.
we look like crap.
Yeah, it's true. The little Panthers preseason film I've watched has not been pretty. Not been good at all.
Get it together, O-line. Jeez.
Yeah. Oh. So Bryce Young out of the equation for you, maybe?
Yeah, you'll see.
Okay, all right. Speaking of drafting, we're gonna spend most of the show talking about you people. That's right, you, the listener. We produce this show for 10 other people, or 9, I guess, other people, other than the people in this room. And we're gonna be talking about where we think you're at in the draft. You know, the goods and bads of your setup. And let's just dive right in, boys. Let's dive right in. The number 1 overall pick holder, Noah.
No.
Tell us about your team. Okay. Anyway. Noah's
That's
going to take
awkward.
CMC at number 1. He's got the number 1 overall. And, I mean, his capital's pretty much intact. I think he doesn't have any boosted. It looks like he's missing a
Sixth and an eighth.
and an 8th. But but none of the top 5 picks are all there. And I mean, getting CMC first of all is just. Where are you guys on seeing as he's out of our range, right? We're all picking at the other end of the draft. We would never have a chance at him. I mean, I have him as the number 1 player on my board. I don't know about you guys.
No.
No. Okay, let's talk about it.
Yeah, it's JJ.
It's Jefferson. Jefferson's number 1.
He's drafting Jefferson.
No, he's not drafting Jefferson.
Yes, he is.
No,
he literally is.
No,
he literally is. No, he literally told me on Sunday he's drafting Jefferson. That's why his name is called "I'm taking CMC." He's taking Jefferson.
Justin?
I would take CMC personally. Me and Josh had a lengthy talk about this. But it's very it's I don't know, like you between JJ and CMC, I don't think you can go wrong. I think it's just kind of like a philosophy thing. Like, do you want to start with the running back or do you want to start with the wide receiver? Because it's a long time before you have to pick again. So like it's a pretty important decision and really reflects kind of how you want to build your team.
I agree, and I think something to think about too, and this is something pretty unique to our league, is we only had 2 running backs kept this year. Obviously, that fluctuates, but the 2 running backs kept are second-round picks. I mean, as much as Jacobs and we'll talk about him as keeping Pollard later, those are 2 running backs that the one is looking at the turn when they come back around, and those guys are going to be gone. So it thins out that position group. And I agree with you, Sam. I think they're both slam dunks. If someone wants to make the argument for one or the other, I'm not like, no! But I'm with Justin on, maybe I'm just an old school fantasy football player and I want that RB1 slot locked up, But yeah, CMC would be the selection if I was the number 1 overall, but okay, you want to take Jefferson. There's nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it. Either or, certainly. And I agree with that. It's how you want to build your team with whatever capital and draft picks you have, but I mean his keepers are phenomenal, so I think that gives him flexibility as well.
That's true. He does. So Noah's keeping Dameon Pierce in the 4th and Garrett Wilson all the way in the 11th.
It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
He does it. Garrett Wilson could be a bust, and that's a good keeper.
Right. Yeah.
Garrett Wilson could have 3 really good games, and Noah spent nothing to find out.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And and I think also maybe if you pair him with Jefferson, you're just kind of like, the receiver room is now full.
Yeah.
And I can do whatever I want with it.
I got 2 wide receiver ones.
Yeah. Don't have to worry about it anymore. Don't come back to it. But yeah, I mean, I don't. Go ahead.
Is Dameon Pierce a value at? Where's his ADP? I don't even know. I haven't.
Yeah.
Done any research on him
question.
because he's
I
kept.
believe he's at ADP. He's kind of being kept at ADP right now.
Oh, okay.
He was I think he was 40. Hold on, I'll look it up. I want to say he was 404 on our chart. Google, don't do this to me. Why? No, don't do this. No. I don't know. Anyway, I know that I could just look up 444. I know that it was not. He's not losing value. You know what I mean? But it wasn't a like. Oh, this is.
He got 44. So that's 3rd round, right? No, that's beginning mid 4th. So yeah, it's like at ADP in terms of a round, but
I mean, in our chart now, it looks like Pierce has dropped a round. So currently, as of right now, up to date ADP, he's the 504.
Oh, okay.
So this is value.
Okay.
Or no, this is not value. Sorry, he's the 504, so he's losing value on it. But it's the 412 anyway, so it's whatever. It's the first pick of the 5th round. If you look at that.
Just locking up the pick.
Lock in that running back.
Yeah, I think Pierce is a solid RB2.
Certainly.
So, get that out of the way. Don't want to think about it. Especially in that kind of weird round 3, 4. I've always gone into every draft in rounds 3 and 4. You can find gems, but they're not guaranteed. And if if you're like a player, grab them, keep them, move on. But yeah, I think last year Noah had a bunch of capital, and he ended up winning the consolation with all that capital. So this year we get to see what he does with the number 1 overall and pretty much an untouched list of picks and a really good keeper in Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, sounds like my year last year. So we'll see if he busts on the number 1 overall pick like I did last year. It's possible.
I mean, I don't fault you for that, Sam. I would have taken JT if I was 101.
Yeah, no, year. Everyone did. Everyone did, and everyone got screwed. So it happens.
Yeah. That's
it's fantasy.
That occurs. At number 2, the man, the myth, the legend, coming out of the covers. It's Ken Grenfell.
Oh.
And Ken has 1 pick missing. It's his 7th rounder.
He's got picked 2 5s.
He's got 2 5s, so okay. Not bad at all. Otherwise, no keepers.
No keepers.
Not much to talk about here.
Yeah.
I mean, the 1-2, you get Justin Jefferson or CMC, whoever Noah doesn't take.
It's true.
It's a great start to the draft.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. Someone say something. I don't know what to say.
There's not much to say. I mean, you get a couple extra 5th round picks, so maybe like shoot out a quarterback or a tight end,
maybe
or something like that. Yeah, I mean, depending on how early all like I'm very curious how like Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes go this year. Like, I mean, they're going 2nd round right now. Like, that's crazy high. And
our league is weird on QBs.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like
they're just gone, and sometimes everyone's like, nah, that's not.
I got Patrick Mahomes last year in the 6th.
Yeah.
Burrow went before him. Like,
no,
I don't know.
That's not true. Burrow went before him?
Yeah, Burrow went before him.
Yeah, didn't Guy take Burrow?
Yeah, Guy wanted to stack with Burrow, so he took Burrow like either the 5th or 4th.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I feel ill. That's
the thing about our league. It's like
no one likes QBs.
QBs always go in runs. So like as soon as people start taking them, they fly off the board. So it's just who's going to start the run, you know?
And who will start it? Will be Mahomes, will be Allen.
Yeah.
Has it already been started with the quarterback being kept? We'll find out.
It's true.
Joke's on us. Noah's taking a quarterback.
I can't miss out. I need him right now. Why do you think I went 101, baby?
It's the new meta.
That would be crazy. Screw wide receiver meta. It's quarterback meta this year.
It's highest scoring players. He's taking quarterback in the 1st and 2nd round.
Yeah, that's what I was. Oh, double dipping.
I have Allen and Mahomes.
Quarterback
trade value.
Yeah,
quarterback supremacy.
Yeah, it was special team supremacy last year. This year it's quarterbacks.
I've always been interested to see what a double quarterback league would be like, just to like see what the draft is like.
It's just a different beast.
I
like
know.
Superflex or 2 QB leagues, it's like you have to take quarterback in the 1st round.
You have to
2 by like 5. Yeah, because they're like you have to have one of the good. You can't like mask your quarterback position with the rest of the team.
Yeah,
because everyone's gonna have. Like, if you don't, someone will, and then you're just going to get screwed.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think an LQ would not bad for Ken. And Ken traditionally drafts with he's got his own list. I don't know where he gets his list from. And he takes his guys. Like, the ADP be darned. He's not, he's going to do his thing, and he's got all of his picks to do it. So I'm excited to see what happens.
Which, honestly, ADP be darned for this league. Like, that's
true.
True.
That's true. I was on the phone with Josh, your guys' brother, the other day, and I was like, last year, I don't think I made a single pick in the draft that I made in a mock draft. And I also came out of the draft not unhappy with my team. Like, I was like, oh, I got a bunch of players I never saw, like, in the mocks, but they fell to me because other people, got people I didn't. It was, like, weird. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
You just gotta plan for the worst because it's like you got plan A, plan B, and then it's gonna be plan D or E. Like that's just how it is. Like people are gonna fly off the board that you just don't expect to go where they should.
It's true. Moving on, we got Bryn slots in at the number 3 overall. Pair of solid keepers in Jacob White and Michael Pittman. I think Michael Pittman in the 9th round is great. Again, similar to Garrett Wilson in the vein of, like, if it doesn't pan out, not a lot of capital wasted.
Yeah.
Where are you guys at on Jacobs right now with his contract situation?
Isn't that getting resolved? That's what I heard.
Yeah, that seems to be the word on the street.
Seems to be the word on the street that it's getting resolved and he's going to be playing. That's at least what I hear. So it doesn't seem like too much risk anymore.
Yeah, and I think they'll probably try to just run him into the ground if he does play under the tag. The report I read that he was reporting for week 1, but I don't like. I'm still surprised if he would play under the tag. It's just a bad deal for him, and they've shown no interest in getting him paid correctly. But we'll see. I think it's a good bet because I think Josh Jacobs is a great value at 210.
Certainly.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah.
And if you get him back, then fantastic. And that lets Bryn pair him with, we're in the Cooper Kupp range of the top 3 pick here. So Cooper Kupp, McCaffrey, Jefferson, Hill, any of those guys.
Yeah.
Eckler,
yeah.
Yeah.
Kelsey, if he really wants to reach. We'll see.
Sure. But having that stability in the 2nd round locked up.
Yeah.
It's going to
gives you flexibility.
Hopefully set him up for a great draft. I'm surprised they didn't keep Tucker in the 1st, though.
Oh.
It was there. It was there. He drafted in the 3rd round. It would all end out.
He's not a believer this year, man. He's not a believer.
Yeah, I suppose it's a little disappointing, to be honest. But keepers are locked now. We can't swap it now. Tucker's a free agent, and someone will be able to draft him in the 1st.
Wow. That's a big deal. Noah, are you listening to that?
Noah 101. Tucker.
Easy. Good value.
Santos already started the special team supremacy. We got to catch up. But yeah, any other thoughts? I mean, I think last year Bryn is the person we have the least data on in terms of drafting tendencies, but I thought he did well last year. I know a lot of his picks in the moment, some people are like, but then if you look at his roster, it was well drafted.
Yep.
They turned out to be hits and hits and hits. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens this year.
Yeah, I'm excited for more chaos.
Oh yeah.
We'll see what that entails.
That's why
ADP.
That's why ADP doesn't work.
Yeah, Tucker in the 3rd screwed up my whole draft strategy. I was gonna get him in the 6th.
Dang it!
Yeah, Justin, any more thoughts on Bryn?
Nope.
All right. Let's talk. This is one of the big ones here. We got Jacob rocking in at 4.
Oof.
Oh,
here we go.
Jacob gets to pick at the 104 and the 16.
My
ridiculous,
gosh.
bro.
He has his 2nd. He has his 3rd. He doesn't have his 4th.
Okay.
But he has his 5th and a pair of 6, so he was able to keep Kirk at value with still having the. I believe he has my 6 was the best 6th rounder in the draft.
Jeez,
it is.
I mean, that's just hard to mess up your draft when you got the 4th and the 6th pick. Like, are you kidding me? Like, what, he could pair like Eckler and Bijan or something like that. Like, that's insane. I don't know.
Oh, by the way, keeping Tony Pollard in the 9th.
Oh my god. That's crazy. Oh no. I'm scared. I'm genuinely scared for how this team's going to be. Like, please don't draft
very
him.
Interesting to see where Jacob goes in the manager draft.
Yeah.
How low is he going to go?
That's a great question. 'Cause that's definitely like, I remember when I was having to pick managers, like the first time we did this, like,
yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah, like I think that's why I didn't draft Josh, because he had the most capital.
Oh, he was like stacked.
Yeah, like that was the only reason why I didn't want him in my like league or in my division, and I picked Kessner instead, which turned out to be the wrong pick because that was it was the opposite. Josh didn't do so well. Yeah. But I mean, the capital just scared me. So I'm curious how people are going to see that with Jacob and his team.
Yeah, and I think we've seen Jacob grow as a fantasy manager, specifically in the draft the last couple seasons. His first season with us was fine. I don't think he's ever been a bad manager, but I know last year he had more of a plan, and it just didn't pan out. His picks didn't hit, but he's already come at this year with enough. He's he's been cooking in the lab. He's been working on it.
Yeah.
And so I am excited to see, what he does. I know when I had 2 first-round picks 5 or 6 years ago, I just treated them as like, I'm going to take the 2 best players available.
Yeah.
Like there was no like meta brain, like I'll take a Kelsey in the first round because I know I got another pick in 5. It was just like whoever's the best on the board, I'm just going to draft them, and then I will go from there. But I do think Jacob has somewhat of a more, obviously he's going to take the best player, but I think he has more of a strategy revolving around the high capital, and it's still retaining his 2 and 3. Like that's another thing. A lot of the time when the first is drafted, it's not for such a big jump. I'm really excited to see what happens with this team.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see how everybody kind of takes best available, so to speak, but it's always interesting to see what they define as best.
Yeah,
and that's what makes this league so interesting.
Absolutely,
you're probably going to get like 12 different answers.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's a great point. Speaking of draft capital,
oh my gosh,
Kestner drafts the 1-5. Kestner drafts at the 2-6, the 2-9, the 3-4, the 3-7, the 4-9, the 4-8. All Josh Kestner picks. I've never seen a team with this much top end capital.
Yeah,
I've never seen it.
What is he missing?
Unprecedented.
What is he missing though? I'm curious.
His keepers are
7th,
fine.
12th, and a 14th.
That's it?
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
He's not missing like any 8s, 9s, 6s.
No, he's 8th. He's got 9. Well, it's Noah's 8th, and
but he has
9,
8th.
Sam.
Yeah, he filled back in.
Huh. Wow.
It's insane. It's it's nuts.
I will say, one of the mock drafts I did, I took a peek at what Sleeper gave Kestner. It was pretty scary.
How much top end talent is this? Yeah, I was talking to him when I called him to get his draft spot. He was like, "I want the highest, whatever the highest is." And I was like, oh, "Okay, man, you can have what you want." And I was like, "It's crazy to me that you could be in the 4th round and your starters you could be drafting bench players." That's nuts. Like that's like if like Walker and I'm on Raw pan out, you're drafting bench players. Like, all right, I hope this guy hits in the 4th round, but I don't really need him to because my roster is already built.
It's ridiculous.
It's crazy. It's and I think
he could be the one to take the QB first off the board because he's got the capital.
He has the flexibility. He could be in the 2nd round and go I'll take Allen. I have 5 more picks left.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I can because I can.
The luxury. It's nuts. And again, I'm excited to see. I know 2 years ago when he had good capital. 2 years ago.
Right.
The data is here, Kestner. We know what you're up to. Next year, I want you in my division. Not this year, but next year. Okay. But yeah, 2 years ago he had a bunch of capital, and I remember he went RB heavy, and he had a couple RBs, and I was like, oh, he took another one, and it worked out. Like his team was banging. So I think Kestner started mocking when the season ended. He's been mocking for months now. In fact, I'll let you all in a little secret. Kestner knew about 90% of your keepers before you told me what they were. He had a little sheet, and I met with him in Virginia Tech. And he was like, "Oh, check this out." And he had a little sheet. He was like, "I think this person's gonna keep this guy. I think this person's gonna keep this guy." And he had them all marked out so he could draft around them in his mocks.
That's so funny.
Like insanity.
There's commitment, and then there's Kestner's commitment to this league.
Josh Kestner lives for fantasy football. I was a fanatic, and I'm just a passerby. Which is great, and one of the best additions to the league that we've had. I know this man has a plan. If we're thinking Jacob has, we're hoping he has a plan. I know Kestner is gonna rock the whole league's world.
30 plans. He's got plan A through Z. He's ready to go.
Yeah, contingency 17. Okay, all right. But this is a team that I think is a prime candidate to try to move around in those, try to put those picks to use, and really go get guys you're after. Maybe bracketing 2 fourths to go move up in the 3rd round or something. You know what I mean? Will it happen? I don't know, but that's how I would be thinking with that level of capital. And Justin, you brought up in a conversation for this reason. We saw Noah with a bunch of capital a couple years ago, and his roster got like locked.
Yeah.
Because like you couldn't cut anybody, you couldn't really move anyone because it was post week 1, and everyone's kind of seeing how the chips fall. And so having all that talent's great, but the chances of you hitting on all of it is very low. So as much as you have higher value darts to throw right now, maybe trying to really pour them into a player you believe in. I need to have this guy no matter what. Would be an option. I know I would be considering. I don't know about you guys.
I think for me, I would probably just stick with the capital and just kind of. I mean, because
go hog wild.
Yeah. I mean, unless you've really, I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty down to earth in my assessment of myself, in that like I get it wrong a lot, So like there are players I like, but oftentimes I'm like willing to take players I don't like because I know that I'm often wrong. Like DK Metcalf last year, I took him because he was a value. I really did not think he was going to be that great, and he ended up being like a key part of my championship. So like stuff like that happens all the time. Like you just never know. So just shoot your darts, and I think that's what I would do personally. But I'm sure there are some of you out there who are probably much better. I personally think I'm not the best drafter. That's like the weakest part of my game. So I know some of you guys are a little bit better at it. So maybe that's just something you can do, but not me.
Sam?
I mean, it's like hard to say, right? Because it's like when you have that much capital, like you're saying, like you don't want to get stuck. And so I think it's a kind of a mix, at least in my mind, of like choosing guys that like you are like going to hold on to, but then also choosing guys that are like short-term value of like, all right, we're going to see how this pans out week 1, week 2, week 3. After that, like those are guys that I'm willing to like, pull away from. So it's like kind of like a balance of like having guys that you're willing to sit on, and then also the guys that you're willing like to like see the immediate value, like because there's definitely going to be people right off the bat where it's like we want to see where they're at. They're like that short-term value and of players that are going to get those touches like maybe week 1, week 2, but then they got the rookie behind them that might be coming in to steal their touches. So I think it's kind of a mix, at least in my eyes, of like where you spend your capital, of bouncing guys that are going to be like short-term value, and then guys that you're going to hold on to for longer. That way you can free up roster space for those weekly waiver wire ads or trades that you want to make certainly down the line.
I will say, we'll move on from Kessner here, but I will say that if you thought Kessner's trades were outrageous before, buckle up. Because consolidation of power will be his primary objective post.
Yeah.
Can I turn these 4 guys that I drafted in the 3rd and 4th round into 2 like, top 7 players or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
So buckle up. I'm not saying don't trade with them. I'm just saying they're coming. Be aware.
Also, we are naming Kessner's team this year.
Ooh.
So
let's go.
Yeah, we'll get to that. I'm excited. That'll be fun. Moving on to one of 2 teams this year that doesn't have a first-round pick. 2 teams without a first-round pick. It's Santos. And Santos is only missing his first until we get to the 7th. He's missing his 7th as well. I think he might have one, though. He does have a 7th rounder.
He's got a 7th. He doesn't have a 9th. And
so just the 1st and 9th.
Yeah, he just doesn't have a 9th.
1st and 9th. Not bad. Where'd he double up with Jacob? Where's he picking twice?
He's got 3 picks in the 13th.
No shot. That can't be where it happens. He's got single picks all the way down to 13.
Yep.
Wow.
Dang.
That's crazy.
And Santos will make it work and win a championship.
Yeah, he will be a competitor and get bounced in the first round of playoffs. It'll happen.
No, he's gonna buy again.
Triple down.
Keep pushing it off.
Keep pushing forward.
U.S. government, keep buying. More debt.
If he broke. He's always competitive, especially the last couple years. Santos been right there in the top 5, top 3 teams. And I'm curious to see how he addresses this draft. Him and I obviously are in similar boats, missing first. I know how I'm addressing it, and I'm curious to see if we address it similarly or completely different. He almost is kind of the guy I'm watching the most just to see, the way it works, because I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works.
Have we had this before with 2 teams without a first? Is this the first time?
It's the first time.
Wow.
The only other time any other team has missed a first rounder, Cody had traded me his first rounder for Le'Veon Bell. He wasn't playing at the time.
Oh, man. Dang.
Do I feel bad about that? No. Yeah. Speaking of bad deals, hi. Yeah, it's first time with, and another thing that's exciting about this now around Santos is that I think, as a league, we've pushed the envelope. Firsts are now available.
Yeah.
Given the right price, and so, making the draft board even crazier, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But a wild time for be sure. So.
Just not too crazy.
No, more
like
crazy.
Last year.
Okay, well, yeah. We don't need to talk. We don't need to talk about last year. I've never had that much stress. Seriously, run that one again, Justin. It's true. I love fantasy, but my God, I thought I was gonna go bald. Oh, not fun. Never again. But yeah,
I'm glad we can laugh about it now.
Yes, me too. I'll ask your brother Josh if he laughs about it now. I need to find out. I need to know. Yeah, I'm just excited to see how Santos addresses it. Justin, you have any more thoughts on this one?
No.
All right, let's talk about you, buddy. You've got 2 firsts, but you're missing a bunch. Talk to us. Obviously, don't give us what you're going to do with it, but talk about your thought process going into the draft.
My thought process is, let's get a 3-peat. My thought process.
If it was only that easy, we'd all have them, Justin. We would all have them. Are you concerned? I mean, it's a weird one. You got 2 firsts, which is great, but then you're missing a second and third.
I think initially I was thinking to move one of my first rounders. In fact, me and you talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think I've kind of figured out a couple builds that I like, and I think I kind of look at it because I have Devontae Smith as a really good value keeper.
You do.
You can easily see one of the first being like, well, that's better than a second, and then having Devontae Smith is like, I don't have a third, but because of that, it kind of makes up for it. So I kind of see it as net neutral, which is nice.
Sure.
Fair.
Yeah, Smith is a borderline wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2. That 15 to 18 range for me. Great value. You have him in the 7th, right?
Yeah. Honestly, the most difficult part, the second and third, I'm not too concerned about. It's the 9th, not having a 9th and 10th, which is a little painful.
And why is that?
Yeah, well, it's just not fun.
There's a group of players. I know for me, the 9th and 10th round is prime keeper rounds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're players that I will have great value on if I hit there, but I'm not also spending a lot of money on. I'm not spending a lot of capital on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what makes Pickens for me. It's how that worked out last year was a 10th round pick.
Yeah, Waddle was 11th for me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, the later you hit, the better. But yeah, that 9-10 round range is a nice.
It's a good sweet spot for sure.
Try to scoop.
You get good value, but it's not as difficult as hitting as the later rounds, obviously.
Yeah, because and if you get a double, you're going to go up to the 6th round in 2 years. Still should be value.
Yeah.
Theoretically. Well, I'm excited to see you fail, Justin, because we can't let you get a three-peat.
The whole league is rooting against him.
I know
Bring it
I am.
on, bring it on.
What are you guys watching Hard Knocks? There's a solid, if you're not popping, you don't have haters or something like that. You don't have haters if you're not popping. I don't know, something like that. All right, moving on. Guy with, I think, the best keeper in the league.
No doubt. 100%.
Jamar Chase in second is a cheat code. And thanks, Kessner. This is your fault. You're the one who drafted him and trade him away.
Yep.
For peanuts. And here we are.
The whole league has to suffer.
The whole league has to suffer. Although, we've seen Guy with capital before, and it didn't work out for him. It worked out for Ken somehow, weirdly. But not for Guy. But yeah, I think Chase in second's a slam dunk. He gives you really a lot of flexibility in the first round. Picking at 8, which is great. Outside that first top 3 or 4, that next tier of players to me is like another 10 players, and
yeah,
you'll have a choice, but plenty of value to be had. And talk to me, people. Jahan Dotson's really good too. Talk to me.
Is Bijan in that range? Would you guys put Bijan around that range? Like, I'm curious where he's going to go this year.
We will see.
I'm curious.
You can't. I believe you can get him at 8.
Yeah.
That is not outrageous to me. If he went to 8, I wouldn't be like, oh my.
Yeah.
Hell,
right.
I'd be like, okay, that's fine.
Right. But I'm just curious how high he is on people's boards. Like we said, we don't know where everyone's at with their ADP. Like, Bijan could be like 3 or 4. Who knows? But
he could go number 1.
No, he's not.
Yeah, you can make the argument. I wouldn't agree with the argument, but you can make the argument. Bijan is a player that I think, not to keep talking about Kessner, but like, that's a player at 1.5 I'd be really interested in. Because he has the potential to be huge.
True.
But you kind of have the safety net of the rest of my team should be fine if he is in that smash.
We're just talking about how much of a safety net Kessner has. It's like there's no wrong pick.
It's crazy.
Kessner can take on as much risk as he wants.
Yeah. But yeah, I think at 8, pairing a Bijan type player with Chase would be really good. But the guy can draft, Ken's team. But yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. What else do we have to say? Nothing.
It's nothing else. Does he have doesn't have any like other picks or anything? He's just normal.
No, he's pretty much locked in. Missing his 12th.
Has an extra 11th
or 11th. Okay. Oh, okay. It was that way. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Definitely net positive.
All right, moving on. Joshua Kobayashi.
He has good keepers. I know that.
Yeah, Hurts and Olave where they are is crazy.
It's crazy.
That's the best keepers in my opinion.
I think pair of keepers, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, best keepers for sure.
Yeah, Hurts in the 8th is busted.
Yeah.
I mean, I would probably put him as my number 1 quarterback. Maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
Over Allen.
Oh yeah, over Allen. It would be between
Allen.
It would be Mahomes, either Mahomes or Hurts for me.
Really? This is interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Sam,
Why?
He's a 3, right?
I would say it's for me, Patrick, Allen. No, not Allen. Hurts, then Allen.
Because they're down on Josh Allen. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Fascinating. Wild. We saw Josh Allen single-handedly put Santos as the number 1 team.
Well, he had Diggs too. He had Diggs too. Come on now.
Yeah, and what is Diggs without Allen, Samuel?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Okay. He had the stack, so it was like double the points. Like that's just busted.
All off Allen's arm. That's what I'm getting at. It was
just
all
busted,
Allen that got Santos there.
No, it was just busted. That's what it was.
It's just busted. Yeah, I think Hurts crazy. Not missing anything. He's down a 5th. Did he pick it up anywhere? Where's his double at?
7th.
Okay, so drop down. That's
where's Olave kept again?
In the 7th.
In the 7th. Okay.
It's
So he has
disgusting.
another.
Yeah,
Disgusting.
He has
that's
another
crazy.
7th to draft as well.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Olave's crazy. Olave is one of those players at the 2-3 turn right now in ADP.
Yeah.
5-round juicer.
I mean, he's borderline wide receiver 1 right now. Which is
like
crazy.
wide receiver,
like
a
a wide receiver.
a receiver one
not
finish.
like the wide receiver.
No,
one.
he's borderline
yeah,
wide
I
receiver
got you.
1.
Yeah. You could talk me into him being like the top 12 wide receiver.
Yeah, certainly.
I
mean, Derek Carr is his quarterback now. That's definitely an upgrade from Andy Dalton. So,
have you guys seen pictures of Derek Carr?
No, is he huge now?
He's huge.
Why are all these quarterbacks just getting massive? Like
I don't
Hurts
know.
last year. Apparently, Tua's like put on another 10 pounds.
Well, Tua needed it, especially in
Yeah.
his brain area.
Yeah,
He needed some sort of cushion.
He also needs to throw farther so he can throw it to Tyreek and Jalen Waddle.
Yeah. Yeah, get a little more muscle in those arms.
Yeah.
Really, don't make Tyreek slow down. It's so
Literally.
painful watching Tyreek like stop running to get the ball. He's so far away from his defender, and he's like, and then he keeps going. I mean, I know that our quarterback for the team that I coach for, his arm strength isn't the best, and we tell him just let it go earlier. Just if it's there, just throw it. Like don't make him wait for you. Yeah, I think he's obviously a great pick. And your brother, our brother, he always has a plan. He's one of those guys that he's got his plan and he's gonna stick to it.
Yeah.
And he drafts very well.
And he has complete control over his division. That's
True.
big.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
He can
Oh
draft.
dang, he is jacked.
Yeah, Sam, I just texted you a picture.
Oh yeah. Look.
He's thick.
Oh
Those
Lord.
New Orleans, they know how to feed him down there in New Orleans.
Yeah. Let's go. That's tough. You've been hitting the weights.
Yeah, he's been in the weight room. But yeah, excited to see what Josh does. Moving on to you, Sam.
Let's
You're
go.
pretty much all intact too.
Yeah.
Waddle and who else? Just Waddle?
Waddle and Rashad White, 7 and 8.
That's right.
I got 2 7s
Extra
and 2
7s.
8s. Yeah, I got 2 extras. So
No
pretty
ninth
much all
or
intact
11th.
until 9th round, which to me is net positive for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Waddle's great value in the 7th.
Oh yeah.
White's like at ADP, right?
Yeah, he's about ADP. I think it's like 1 round difference or something like that.
He's ADP in the 6th right now.
Oh, so 2 rounds then.
Nice. Okay. So you
Yeah,
got some
it's
value.
pretty good. Pretty good value. I mean, it's between him and Tua. I could have kept Tua in the 12th, I think. Either 12th or 10th, something like that. But I didn't know if I wanted to do that or not. I should have. Hindsight is, it sucks.
It is.
Could have had Patrick Mahomes in the 4th if I held on to him, which would have been very nice.
Wait, Bryn could have done that.
Yeah, Bryn could have done that.
Brad, bro.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
Bro.
he could have done that.
Oh my gosh. That's
We're
2
taking
years
that
in
in
a
a
row.
heartbeat.
Bryn has fumbled
A keeper.
a keeper
Yeah. He could have had Fournette, in the 10th last year?
in the 7th, but still.
In the 7th,
Fournette was like
still.
a 3rd round pick.
Yeah. No, he was a
Fournette
second.
wasn't good.
He was a second. Fournette was
Yeah,
second round
but he
pick.
wasn't good last year, so it kind of like came out under the wash, but he would have paid nothing for him.
Yeah.
The whole point was like not paying anything for him.
Yeah. So I like where I'm at. I like kind of the pick. 10th pick is definitely solid. I feel like. I mean, I would have liked to get more value out of my keepers in the sense of, but it's tough when you have like the 7th and the 8th. So it's like one of them's not getting as much value as the other because they're on the opposite sides of the draft board. But
Yeah, it's true.
yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to get somebody that I want in the 1st round, which I like that. So it's not a bad place to be. Although I don't know how you guys feel about Taylor. Like, what's the 2 cents on Taylor, everyone? Like, what is going on with this guy?
No idea. He's on the trade block.
He's on the trade block. Is he gonna get traded though?
If he plays for the Colts, is he a first-round pick?
I don't know.
Like all, you know,
If you knew he was locked and loaded for the Colts,
I don't know.
It's tough. Like right now, he's ADP second round.
yeah, it'll be in flux until the draft because of what's going on.
Yeah.
Because I think the talent's all there. I'm pretty sure he's healthy. Don't really like the Colts. Okay, so let's say he does get traded to like the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Now is he a first-round pick?
Healthy and on the Dolphins, yeah.
You think so?
Oh
yeah, I think so.
100%.
Probably, yeah.
Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, he'll get him the ball, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, okay, so that's the thing, right? I think that if someone trades for him, I think
They're gonna
he becomes a
use him.
first-round pick. I don't care where he goes.
Right.
Like
They're giving
he
up
will be-
first-round picks to get Taylor. So
not
they're
necessarily.
Well, that's what the Colts are
that's-
wanting.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna.
asking price.
Yeah.
They're not gonna float out there that we'll settle for a second, even if they will settle for a second. Like you can't
Right.
do that. You got to be like, we want a first rounder, and then someone comes in like, hey, you know.
Yeah.
But I think if someone trades for him, he becomes the center point of that offense because you're not going to trade
Yeah.
if you already have a core of players
Right.
that you feel comfortable that you don't need a player like Jonathan Taylor. You won't trade for him.
Yeah.
But I think he could go to a bad team and then just get fed everything. Like I really do. Like because because also remember if someone trades for him, they're gonna pay him. Like that
Yeah.
he wants to get paid.
Yeah.
So whoever trades for him knows that's part of the deal. Like we're
Yeah.
not just gonna. I think if he gets traded and obviously doesn't get hurt or whatever, he's a top 10 running back in my opinion.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe in the
I
top
agree with that.
5 or
I
6.
agree with that. Yeah.
Just on usage alone, even if it's a bad situation.
Right.
Like going to the Dolphins is a great situation because we know the offensive mind of Mike McDaniel, and you can't put 8 guys in a box when you have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle on the outside. And,
Yeah.
like that's a great situation, but like if the Bucks took him, I still think he's a first round pick.
That
To
would be
get all
really
the heat off
interesting.
Baker, like imagine if they were like, and I don't think they're in the market for him. I'm just trying to bring up a team that,
Right. Right.
the offense is a question mark. Who else like that? The point remains. The point remains.
Yeah.
think
No,
that
I get it.
if he
I
gets
get
traded.
it. Yeah. First round for sure if he gets traded. If he
But
stays.
the question is
question
like,
mark.
Sam, do you go back to the well?
That's the question, right? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know. Do I want to
You've
get
been
burned?
burned before. Yeah.
A part of me is like, I like it, like.
Redemption arc is here. We're gonna get so much
I think.
value out of
Well,
that.
see, it's just I keep going back when he keeps hurting me because I drafted him as a rookie. I didn't keep him as a first round pick the next year.
You should.
when I
have, too.
could've.
I told you should.
I
have.
know
Remember
I should
told
have.
you.
Yeah.
I said you
It's
need
so
to take
bad.
GT, and you said no. I'll get someone else.
Yeah. I forget who I put. I think I picked like Josh Jacobs. or
Exactly.
something.
You forgot. That's the
Yeah,
whole point.
that's the
you would have
point.
remembered if it was.
Well,
Josh
that was the
Jacobs.
year I had Devontae Adams and Tyreek Hill. Oh my god, if I had GT.
Oh.
Although would it have mattered because I lost to freaking Alvin Kamara in the championship?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it wouldn't have mattered,
17
Oh man, I've been burned so bad by him.
You keep coming back.
I keep going back. We'll
Yeah,
see. We'll see. I don't know.
He'll definitely be a wild card. That could be someone who falls in the draft too,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then gets traded post draft, like right before week 1 or something, and someone just got like jackpot in the 3rd round
Yeah.
or something. That ridiculous.
Or Kessner just takes him. Cause why not? Why not?
Is gonna end every player we talk about is gonna end up on Kessner's team. Every single one.
All the
This is the
riskiest
guy.
players, highest upside guys with the most risk.
Yeah, big question mark there. All right, Mark's at 11, no keepers. Down at 10th. Did he pick it up somewhere? No, he's down to 10th, and he's up a 12. 2 12s minus a 10th. Mark's going to draft a very good team and be competitive. That's all I have to say about it. He does it every year. It will happen again. Everyone will underrate him. and he'll come in 6 weeks in and be like, "Wait a second, this team is good. He made no changes. It doesn't matter where. He likes picking at the round 2. Yeah, keepers don't matter. He likes picking at the end of the round. He consistently every year picks in like the 10 to 12 range.
That's true. Very
That's his
interesting.
spot.
He just gets what's value. Like he just picks up the people that no one wants, and then they turn out to be great.
And they ball.
Yeah.
Ball out.
AJ Brown last year, Amari Cooper.
Mark was sitting next to me last year, and he goes, "How is AJ Brown still here?"
Yeah.
When he took him, he was like, "I have to take him. I have to take him."
Wasn't he like? I think he was like a little concerned. Like, should I take him? Like, this is weird. Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Because it was like, we didn't know. Like, the Hurts-led offense the year prior was a lot of running, a lot of passing. Was he going to be valuable? And he goes, I have to take him. I have to take. Letting him go right here would be dumb. And then, he was like wide receiver 3 or something.
Yeah. Crazy.
So yeah, Mark's gonna do great. I'm excited. And then the insanity of Luke's draft board at the end of the draft.
Talk to us, Luke. How we feeling? How we feeling,
guys?
Emotional damage.
Not quite. I did it to myself. Last year, I think was the worst injury luck of my fantasy career. But down a first is going to be. It's just a challenge.
That is a challenge.
It's just a challenge. There's a lot of ways I can play it. We've talked about how mocks are somewhat pointless because our league is so wild, but I kind of have an idea of what I want to do. I find myself literally mocking the first 6 rounds and then going again. Just
hey, get your reps in. Get your reps.
Yeah, just to see what I could, the potential of what maybe might be there. Because those first 4, they have to make sense. Obviously, if they hit, that would be great. But they have to make sense coming out of the draft.
Yeah, there has to be a defined direction.
Yeah. This was the plan. Obviously it's going to get messed up, but if XYZ happens, going to pivot. And so, yeah, I'm ready for the challenge. I feel like I need to spend this week looking at the bottom half of the draft, try to figure out some, players that I might be able to scoop.
You don't need to. Don't worry about that part of the draft.
But those first 4, just set the direction of where the team, because I'm going to have to throw darts at the end of the draft, and the first 4 tell me where I'm throwing the darts. What I mean?
That makes sense.
So, yeah, it's going to be tough, but I'm looking forward to it. It's another challenge. I like challenges.
It's okay. Your team's going to look different anyways. Don't worry about it. Don't stress.
Yeah, so I almost brought this up when Justin was talking about he doesn't like his draft. I might not draft very well, but I am good at drafting players that people want and turning them into players that I want. So I'll do what I need to do.
Yeah,
it's
I'll okay.
Come out of the draft.
Don't stress about it. It'll be all right.
It'll be fine.
It'll be all right.
I think Dwight at the garage sale.
Yeah. I am starting with a thumbtack. I think that was Justin's comment on my team last year because I was post-draft. I was ranked 5 or something, and I was giddy. I was like, I can't wait to get into the season. And Justin was like, you know what I'm looking at? Not the best team, but the one with the most ammo. And I was like, exactly. That's what I'm seeing too. So, yeah.
Everyone, just watch out. Just be aware. Just know the strategy.
The consolidation of power is real. I've thought about, and now I'm going to say this because I think I've decided I'm not going to do it, but I did consider going to Kessner and being like, let's kind of work a deal where you get the 2-1 and I pick up some of your extra capital, or
yeah.
You want to consolidate now? Let's do the consolidation of your power now.
Right.
And I'll be the view for that. But I've decided I'm going to stick at the 2-1.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be a ride. It's gonna be a ride for sure.
Yeah.
I do like Pickens though. I know that the fantasy football world is a mixed bag on Pickens. I'm telling you right now,
He's a
going
beast.
to be a top 24 wide receiver.
He's a beast.
All right.
That's my. If that's a hot take, it's a hot take.
No,
He's going to be a
I
top
like
24.
him too. I think he's going to be a beast.
Pickett has looked phenomenal in camp. He's looked phenomenal in preseason. And George Pickens just needs 2 plays.
Yeah.
Like he just and he'll break one. Oh, he's so much fun to watch. And I'm really excited because I hope if I'm correct, which I do think I will be, obviously I'm making this declaration, then when I keep him next year for a 6th rounder, I'll be looking fly. You know, like I'll be locked and loaded.
Yeah. We'll see.
I'm excited about George Pickens.
Are you playing every other year now?
No. You know I'm always trying to compete. You know, I missed the playoffs for the first time in like 6 years last year. Kind of annoying. My streak was going. It was hot. All right. Well, that's the board. Let's talk quickly. We mentioned it. Kessner. The league gets to name him.
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
Cupcake Kessner, baby.
Cupcake Kessner. I know I've thrown out next year for sure.
That's good.
Yeah, next year for sure, because it always just seems to be just all
Could
that
just
preparation.
his team name could just be "Don't blow it." Just a constant reminder.
Don't blow it.
Keep Jamar Chase. Yeah. I mean, he's done that twice, guys. He drafted Jamar Chase. Oh, actually, he's done it 3 times. He drafted just in the year they drafted Jamar Chase as like a 6th rounder or whatever it was. He drafted Justin Jefferson in the 11th.
Oh,
That's right.
And cut him, as probably I think everyone would have, because the first couple weeks he was doing nothing.
yeah.
In week 3. And then he's
Gross.
always cost a 1 or 2 since then.
Gross.
That's nuts.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Guess who drafted Garrett Wilson last year?
Oh, that's
Josh
so
Kessler.
bad.
Is he keeping him? No. So no.
Oh.
Like this is a reoccurring thing.
Pain.
Like
Pain.
and the problem this year for Kessner is he doesn't have the late round pick to spend on a really talented receiver.
What is he gonna do?
What is he gonna do? Not have regret of trading that guy away. Maybe that was the plan. If I take away the option, then I won't have regret trading the really good player.
It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea.
Know thyself.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, guys, reach out to me. Give me some ideas for Kessner's team name / picture. We'll vote on it at the draft. Glad that we get to at least, hopefully, mentally mess with the powerhouse that's coming. Try to get in his head a little bit.
The juggernaut.
We could like be really funny and name him like "Don't Trade with Me" or something like that. Just to like remind everyone, like, I don't know, something like that. You know, like whenever you get a message, it comes in like his team is "Don't do it."
Yeah.
It's a constant reminder.
Yeah.
A constant reminder. I did this to myself or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be actually pretty funny. Like unfair trade incoming. Just a constant warning to everyone. Because he's just gonna put out the most egregious trades.
He
just in
has
case
the ammo to do it.
Yeah, just in
He has
case
the
you
ammo to do it.
accidentally press accept.
Yeah.
That's so good.
All right. Yeah, draft is this Sunday. 6 days away from this recording.
Woo.
Starting at 7:30. Starting at 7:30.
When are we doing the manager draft? Is that before the draft?
It'll be during. We're just gonna do it at the draft. We'll start the draft. Please show up on time. There will be some sort of link to some sort of Zoom or Teams.
I'll set it up. I'll probably do like a Teams.
Yeah, something like that to get everyone in.
Word.
If you're coming to my house, please respond to the message that I posted in Sleeper with a fire emoji right now. I know that. Let me look at it. Josh and myself are coming.
I'll be there.
That's all I know. So, right? Oh, Sam
Yeah.
will respond with fire. Sam,
Okay, I
my
didn't see
goodness,
that.
read the message.
I was worried.
So I want to cook food for you, okay?
I was
all right,
mocking.
and it's gonna
I'm
be
sorry.
delicious.
I was mocking.
I think, as far as I know, Ken, Jacob, Mark's coming in from out of town, Josh,
Whoa,
Sam,
nice.
and not Santos. I think Mark, Sam, Josh, Noah, and Ken are all going to be there in person.
Hey,
So it's like 8
let's
people in person,
go.
as far as I know, which is great. But please tell me so I can cook for you.
That's lit.
But yeah, it'll be fun.
It's
It'll be
lit.
fun. All right. You guys have anything else?
I think that's it. It's a wrap. First week in the books, baby. Let's
Get
go.
hype.
Let's go.
After the that first week, the next pod that comes out will be our first official rankings.
Oh yeah.
Whoop, whoop. And get ready for what drop I'm looking for. Some of you, we're gonna need this drop. Emotional. It's the damaged one. Because we're gonna hurt some of your people.
Emotional. Dang it.
Get ready. It's coming.
That's you, bro.
All right.
That's your team. We'll put them at
Yikes.
12 already.
That's a mental game that I'm not ready for. I'm part of the Rankers. All right. Get
I
us out
can't
of
be
here,
in
Justin.
12.
No. All right.
All right. Peace.
See you, everyone. Adios.